All right. Okay, everybody, welcome back to what is this? Session 4
Mhm.
of Heroes of Nessis. For a quick recap, a lot happened last week in session 3, and it started off with back in the prison. Zimzu and Maxim had set a booby trap with the magic mushrooms on the grate, and everyone dropped down into the sewers. Zimzu cast light on Maxim's horns, and with Folger's instruction, the party headed east and climbed up a ladder through a manhole cover. Zimzu was the first to emerge from under the street and head towards the wagon where a driver, Folger's wife Mayera, was sitting. The rest of the party followed and made their way into the wagon while Zimzu decided to ride under the wagon. A few mounted guards noticed the party, and Mayera, noticing the guards, took off, initiating a high-speed chase. The party got the best of the guards after one of them managed to hit Mayera. Later on, in a country road safely outside of the city, Mayera turned to address the party, where she expressed that she received word of a brewing escape. She hoped that it would include her husband, but did not know that the party would be part of it. At the questioning of the party, she revealed that she is part of the rebellion against Alamon and his policies, and that the wagon is headed for their base of operations, Camp Sephirim. Kiko asked if a Namar was perhaps at the camp. At the mention of that name, both Mayra and Echo were negatively triggered. It was then revealed that Echo knows and despises Namar, while Kiko loves and thinks well of this Namar. With anger and a lack of tact, Mayer threw a dagger between Echo and Kiko and declared that because the party is indebted to her and their organization, they must come to the camp and divulge any information they may have. And with that, Zimzu dipped. He snuck off the wagon as it crested a hill to reveal an old keep. As the wagon was led through the gates of the keep, there was a lot of commotion as people ran up with questions. A young elf named Nazar, who Maxim recognized, is one of the people who ran up. He was followed by a very pregnant elf named Via, who rushed up to offer food and comfort to the party. Kiko was rather passive-aggressive with Via as she served them food. And Echo then asked for a change of clothes, then Via led her to a storeroom full of garments. And that's kind of where we left off last session. Via had just suggested a red kirtle amongst all the different kinds of clothing in the storeroom, and Echo had asked for privacy. And so Via left the room, and Echo was stuffing a bag. And so if that's where we want to pick up, we can. Or if Kiko and Maxim, you want to
I'm easy.
hop over to you, either way. Okay.
Good to anywhere, really. If Echo wants to try to escape, she can more than welcome try. Oh, would it be funny if she accidentally bumps into Zen while they're trying to get out? Zen's just like finds his. He's like, oh look, a big thing. Let me go in through this way. Goes through the same window Echo's trying to escape.
That'd be perfect. Then I guess we can go ahead and continue with you, Miss Echo, if you'd like.
Perfect. Yeah. So, have a bag
Yeah.
stuffed full of clothes. I assume I also changed clothes, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect.
And you can roll. I mean, you can either wear what maybe Via suggested to you, and you can roll to see just what kinds of clothes you might find. I'll kind of gauge the quality and quantity you get from there.
Sure. What would you like me to
Just
roll?
any. I think since you're rummaging through investigation.
Okay. That is a 16.
Okay, 16. So you managed to find some decent things. You maybe found a really good coat or jacket, and some basic things. like trousers, a new shirt, or a skirt. You find mostly base layer items and maybe some new undergarments and maybe one really nice item. I'll leave it to you as to what exactly you found.
The nicer things I'm actually not going to put on. I am going to stuff in the bag, and I'm going to change into something relatively common, not flashy.
Okay.
And then I'm going to peek my head at the door. What do I see?
When you peek your head out the door, you will see. Hold on, I should move Via over here. You'll see Via sort of walking back to the fireplace where Maxim and Kiko are currently eating. You'll see people who had rushed up to the wagon before, sort of dispersing and going back to their stations, either sparring or carrying crates, moving things. It's bustling. There's a lot of people, a lot of eyes everywhere. And at each tower, you'll notice that there is someone stationed up there. There are people pacing the walkways between the towers. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of eyes. That's what you would notice for sure.
Okay. I'm going to make my way towards the closest door out of here. And try to act as
Make your way towards where?
the closest door possible without trying to attract too much attention.
Oh, are you planning on going? I actually shouldn't say that because I don't know if I noticed. But
You could roll to see if you notice. We could contest it.
now seems like a good time to do that.
Yeah, so Echo, your stealth versus Maxim's perception. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Makes sense.
All
right.
Okay.
25.
With my
25,
plus
all right.
5,
Damn.
7. I rolled a 2. So I am caught up in
Woo!
a conversation at the moment. That makes sense.
Okay, yeah, you're distracted. You're hungry. You're having some decent food for the first time in a while. It's hot instead of lukewarm. It's cozy. You're absorbed in these brief comforts of which you have found. Too absorbed to notice the cloud that is Echo whisking by to the nearest door, which would be the one like directly above you. Where's my pointer tool? Do I get a pointer tool?
It might even just be that, like, I see, but it's just like, oh, she's just, like, going to the bathroom or something.
Yeah.
Something that's
Do you see the
not...
purple thingy?
Yep.
Yeah.
Heading right towards there.
Yay! Figured out I just have to press down in order to use the pointer tool. Wow. I'm a technological genius. Level teacher. Okay. So
I'm gonna need you to make a new Maxim if it comes to that, by the way.
Okay.
So I can move Kirith and I can move Kiko.
Oh.
Maxim. Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Not the most urgent thing, I just wanted to let you know.
Boom. Can you move that one?
Let's see. No. Still moving Kiko.
Come on, man. Hold on. Do I have him set to a prop or character? Can you move him now?
Still moving Kiko. Which is weird because I'm like, my mouse is nowhere close to Kiko. And now it's closer since you moved him, but... Now I can move him. There we go.
Yay!
That's
okay,
weird.
I just had to go through the cycle there. All right. So, anyways, Echo, yeah, the nearest door is up here, and your stealth is quite good. There are lots of people who don't really take notice of you or don't really pay attention to you as you go by. You might be new, but there are lots of people here, so anybody's going to kind of blend in, really. Except, roll me a perception.
Okay. Nine.
9. Okay. So you do slip by most people without a problem. And as you're heading towards this door, nobody really questions you. As you reach the door, I assume you try to open it.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yep.
Correct. Okay. You'll find that the door is locked, as if it's braced with something from the outside. Oddly enough, it's just not budging. And as you were managing to slip by most people, there is one set of heavy footsteps that approaches from behind.
There's a loud
found out.
sigh that comes out of her voice, out of her mouth, as she turns to go towards the next door.
And you're trying to leave.
Yep.
So what are you trying to leave for? This sort of gruff voice kind of rattles behind her.
Freedom?
Freedom. And where exactly is freedom for you at the moment?
Anywhere but here. And she's gonna start walking away.
So, do you turn to this person at all?
I did turn quickly, but if he's approaching me, I'm gonna try to walk away from him.
Okay, yeah. So this guy is he is towering. You might be able to notice that he is a half elf, and like the only thing that really seems half elven about him are the slight points of his ears. Otherwise, he seems like a giant, just this tall, towering, muscular man with dark hair and a scowl. And as Echo continues to move, he just continues to follow her very calmly, but arms crossed.
I'm gonna go find another door.
Okay. So let me see. Let me get my pointer tool, because I got that now. When it comes to doors, there is the main gate you came through, and there is another door up here to the north. Those are the only other 2 exits, aside from the one you just tried.
To the north it is.
Okay.
The north.
And you just arrived here, didn't you? I know I haven't seen you here before. This guy continues to talk to her.
And what if I have?
Well, I make it my business to keep track of every person who shows up here. At least keep a mental image of them filed away.
Well, I hope you have this image filed.
I do. Don't see many of your kind around.
Obviously.
Obviously.
Is there a door here?
Yes, there is a door there.
Trying the door.
Now, and you will find that one is also locked.
And a small
If you're
curse
trying to
under her
leave, you're
breath.
This guy, he'll lean against the wall with a smirk. If you're trying to leave, the simplest thing to do would be politely ask Mayera, and maybe she'll let you go after you give her any information you might have. And then, you know what, you can be on your merry way. But if you just leave without a word, you won't have any supplies other than whatever you just pilfered from the storeroom.
I'm good at surviving with little. And she is going to cast Levitate on herself.
Sure, yeah. Okay.
Jump over the wall.
Yep. And then using the wall as a guide, I am going to float up to the top of this wall.
Okay. At the top of the wall, several people kind of run towards where you're basically hovering, kind of staring up in amazement and also concern as they haven't seen you before. And these crossbows mounted at the towers, these large crossbow things, they all start to sort of turn your way.
Oh, please fire a crossbow at me. She's not stopping.
Right.
If anything, she speeds up a bit until she
And
gets
this guy
off.
that you've left on the ground, he's gonna glance up again with that same sort of smirk. You could get shot down, or you could simply come back down here and talk things through civilly.
Ignored.
Shot down it is.
All right, yep. That's about what I thought. Kirith, we're gonna need you, bud. And this fella, he sort of turns back around to the main, the second square, the lower square, calling for a guy named Kirith.
How high is this wall?
This wall is about, let's see, how high did I want it to be?
Am I seeing this at this point, out of curiosity? Maxon is like, there's a much more of a commotion, yeah. Is he seeing everything, what's going on?
I mean, it's certainly within your field of vision.
I mean, yeah.
And the
now we're
the
aware
walls
that
are,
she's levitating at
let's
this
see,
point.
typical castle walls were, let's see, about 40 feet. I'm going to say these are also about 40 feet, just for simplicity's sake.
It takes me 6 seconds to get to the top of that wall.
Isn't it? Can't you only get 20 feet high? Speed. Can you only get 25 or 20 feet high with levitate?
No. I guess, yeah, 20 feet per turn, because I could change the altitude up to 20 feet in either direction.
No. Yeah, but it says like you can only get it so high. Unless I am drastically misremembering how powerful levitate is.
I guess that's up to the DM. Miss DM, how do you want to do this? Because if you say I'm only able to go 20 feet, then I will go up to this little archway here to
it says up to 20 feet and remains... One creature or loose object of your choice that you can see within range rises vertically up to 20 feet and remains suspended there for the duration. And you can choose to... you can change the altitude by up to 20 feet in either direction on your turn. So if you're on the ground, you can get 20 feet in the air in one turn, or... I'm sorry if this is rules slurring, but yeah.
I mean, it's fine.
Because otherwise you'd just be able to fly. Otherwise you'd be able to fly with it.
Mm-hmm.
basically.
Well,
Yeah,
not
I
really,
mean,
because you
if it's
wouldn't be
just
able
up,
to
as
change
it's
your
saying,
direction without pushing off an object, which is the restriction that I always saw with levitate. But it's up to the DM. If she wants to only do 20 feet, then I'm fine with that.
yeah, it sounds to me like up to 20 feet is like where it's capping it. Um, so
That's fine.
that's what I would consider the limit.
Then
That's
how
kind of
high is the
what it's
scaffolding
written.
to my left? Because that's what I would go for then.
The scaffold, now that would be about 20 feet.
Yeah, then in that case, I'd go up there and then try to see if I could scale the wall on my own.
Yeah, the question at that point would be like, could you then use either the levitate to levitate
It
20 feet
is,
from the scaffolding?
mhm. So by the time Echo you arrive to the you get on top of that scaffolding, um, the large man who was talking to you just a moment ago returns with this equally towering gentleman, a tiefling. Um, he has red hair, super dark green eyes, and a heavily scarred face. But as he approaches, he just sort of has this kind of a dreamy look on his face, kind of like, huh, well, that's a thing that's happening. He has a he's very chill, I guess I'll say that. He has this very chill look on his face, like, oh, okay, yeah. So that's happening. And he'll step up to the scaffolding and he'll smile. So you're one of the ones who just came in from the prison, aren't you?
And if I am,
Well, I simply want to congratulate you on getting out, and I want to thank you for bringing my wife back to me. Though I hear that someone struck her across the head to bring her here, but either way, I am grateful to have her back. And so I want to thank you for that.
if you really want to thank me, you can open this door.
Well, I would, but unfortunately, madam, uh, it is not really our organization's policy to let anyone out until we have learned that they are indeed safe or not dangerous to us, at least, or any of those who we care about or look after.
So you are no
Now, you may have
different.
brought my wife back to me, but
So you are no different than the previous guards that held us captive. Wonderful.
there is a difference between us in where our loyalties lie, but we do have priorities. I imagine that you would understand that we have the priority of keeping our people safe, and our people are fighting for freedom. And with our freedom, we all get to keep our magical abilities. We all get to go on about our lives and say, go wherever you're headed off to. We support freedom. We just have to keep rules in order to keep our people safe so that we can gain that freedom.
I'm sure that's the same thing
Uh,
our previous captive said as well.
We could stand here philosophizing till the end of our days, or until you eventually, cut somebody's throat and force your way out.
If
I'd ask that
that's
you
what it
please
takes.
stay. We may even be able to send you somewhere where you could find this Nemar. Does that name ring any importance to you, lass? I'm told it does.
there's this flash of almost surprise on her face as he says that name, but she quickly tries to mask it. I rolled a 5. Not very good, but she tries to mask it.
I may or may not have heard of where he is.
And why would you
And I
tell
hear
me
that you're
that
interested in finding
information?
him, aren't you? Oh, that's precisely it. I'm not going to tell you unless you stay here. I'd say it is a fair trade. I give you the information you're looking for if you agree to help our cause. For just one
She
simple
will
mission.
scoff. I can find him on my own then.
Right, except you've been in there for how many years exactly? And he's traveled how many miles?
Yet he's still close enough that you're willing to keep tabs on him.
I'm not saying that I'm the one keeping tabs on him. I simply have people who have been keeping tabs on him. And I am a very well-traveled woman, lass. Or very well-traveled man, lass.
I'm sure. She looks
So, he could be anywhere.
unconvinced.
Listen, I really don't want to shoot you off this wall. I would prefer to not use magic in any corrupt or impure purposes, but I will. If you don't stay for just a day's time, get your bearings, maybe get a weapon or two, learn a bit about this world that you've just emerged into, and you'll be on your way.
What about that mission you wanted me to do? Is that no longer a
Well, really,
stipulation?
it's something that... Well, it certainly is, but it's something that your entire party might be equipped to do.
And
Those
if
you had
we
arrived
choose
with, at
not
least.
to,
Well, that's for you to find out. And in his hand, a glowing orb of bright red fire appears. And he rolls his eyes. Now, I really don't want to hurt you, lass. And again, I would ask of you to please stay, fulfill a mission, and I will gladly give you the information that you seek. Or, I hear that this information for that gentleman's whereabouts is in competition. The lady that you arrived with?
which one?
If you're willing, well, then I could just give it to her and she could do whatever she wants.
At this
The
point,
ginger one?
Oh, she is of no concern to me.
at this point, I think Maxim zones in to what's happening over here, if it's all right to say. And he's gonna kind of says, "Echo,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Echo, why are you doing that? Come back down here and let's just talk. Is that all right? Come on."
A sharp glare gets shot over to him.
I would now like to cast, seeing this tense situation, detect thoughts, which I'm sure is going to go over so well
Let's see.
on Echo. of course.
Wonderful.
So I initially get the surface thoughts of like where she's at.
I can't remember. Does that one have any somatic components, or can you like do it silently or quietly?
It has somatic components.
It has all of the components.
Oh, okay.
Somatic, verbal, and material.
So not subtly or anything. You just
Yeah.
let's be about this magic.
I mean, I don't know if it needs to be obvious.
I mean, I'm gonna know about it anyways.
I mean, I can like whisper like the.
I mean, as soon as you read her
whisper the verbal
thoughts,
components.
I'm gonna know that it was you.
I mean, yeah.
But you'll get the thoughts. You will get those thoughts first.
I mean, the surface.
Start with the surface thoughts.
Yeah. She wants to get out, and she's really starting to hate this place, and trying to size up the guy in front of her, trying to think if she could take him in a fight.
Okay. I'm gonna delve deeper.
Oh, now she's definitely gonna know it's you.
I mean, of course.
Denied. It's a wisdom saving throw, right?
I'm trying to check. Where is the?
I think it's wisdom, yeah.
I think it's wisdom, yeah. It's just okay. Yes, wisdom.
19.
All right, let me check something.
Steel trap mine.
So let me check something. Come on, where's the? Okay, I'm trying to. Cause I know I have like different uses for bardic inspiration, but where is it? Where is the thing? Right. Okay. Okay, it's ability check or damage roll, but not saving throw. Okay, that's a shame. Then yeah, you succeed.
And that's all you get, along with an even sharper glare from Echo.
Can you please just come down and talk things out? Is it going to kill you to stay and talk for 5 minutes?
Just because you are playing buddy-buddy with our new captives doesn't mean that all of us have to.
Listen, I don't know you, and I don't know your whole deal, and he just gestures in your general direction. But I don't know if you understand what has been happening in the last year or two. If you walk out of here, things are not going to be cut and dry. Things are going to get complicated if you're not up to speed. And I know you've been ignoring my rants, which I understand is fair.
As if things were ever cut and dry. The only difference now is that now people are hunting me for my magic. Along with other reasons, but...
Listen, these people, they're trying to help end that. And once again, I think if you let them speak their piece, I think you will not need to see them as captives. And should this be a persuasion check at this point, you think? Or do we need to get further? Or are you just close-minded?
No, I'm all in for a persuasion check.
I'm more checking
Go
to
ahead
see.
and try it. Like, contested.
I'm more checking to see Echo.
She is pretty close-minded, but I want to see what you roll for persuasion.
All right, let's see. I will admit I am pretty good at this. So, 25. 15 plus 10.
Yeah. Let's see. So pretty persuasive. Echo. I think there's a pause as Echo thinks over your words in her head. So far, nothing's really resonating with her that it's beneficial to stay here. That along with the fact that you've recently just tried to probe her thoughts.
Try to probe it.
It's definitely
That
put her
probably
on
didn't help.
guard with whatever you're telling her. But seeing that, I'm pretty sure by now it's not just you two. I'm pretty sure there's a crowd around her. And
At the very least,
I
she
think
didn't
at
make an
this point
escape attempt with her
she
size on her.
understands that at this point she can't just escape now quietly without trying to take on at least a lot of people in this camp. And that's just tiring.
Yeah. Especially fresh out of prison.
Yeah, not that like in her mind she probably thinks she could do it, but that's just a lot of work.
Fair. Fair enough.
Fine. One night, and I never agreed to do your quest.
I'm sorry, that cut out for me. What'd you say, Crystal?
She's going to start kind of climbing down the scaffolding. And agreed to one night. I'll stay for one night. Then she's going to look towards the tiefling. But I never agreed to your quest.
Mm-hmm. And I never agreed to give you your information for free. But, and he gives a very courteous, very almost aristocratic bow. Please, it seems that our hospitality has not been introduced in the most hospitable of ways. So I'd ask your forgiveness for that.
She brushes past him without a word.
And I am glad. And I'm glad you have decided to stay. Perhaps you won't regret it. As throws that last bit in as she's walking away.
Yep, she's gonna plop herself down on what she assumes is either crates or barrels over here against this wall, and just glare daggers at anyone that tries to approach her.
Okay.
That's her time.
Sounds like Echo. Alright. So then if we want to scoot over... Maxim, you kind of moved over, but you're not too far from Kiko. Kiko, what are you up to, girl?
I'm just gonna assume. How many hours have passed?
Since you arrived?
Or since like I left? When she tried to sneak out, like, is it still daytime?
Yes, yeah, it's still daytime. Like the sun's sort of on the it's starting to decline. It's no longer, like high noon area. It's on the decline. And yeah.
I think my character probably would have won for like seconds. And then she probably, not realizing what was going on with the whole group because she was super hungry, she's going to like look for somebody to show her where she could like, clean up because she gave herself a smell and she doesn't like it.
All right. So yet again, Via hasn't been far from you this whole time, and
Wait,
she
he is the one who's
did
pregnant,
serve you
right?
seconds. Yes, Via is the one who's pregnant.
Yeah, no.
She did serve you seconds. Service with a smile, and if you start looking at yourself like, ew, I'm disgusted by my own
she's gonna, like,
griminess.
as soon as she gives herself a scent, she's gonna kind of stand around, looking around for somebody else, not making eye contact with Via because she already feels shitty enough. Fuck. Where is this?
So?
Where are the rest of your people?
So since you guys have arrived, So since you guys have arrived, Mayera, your driver, and Foldred have disappeared into this center building, and but everybody else you can find standing around. Hold on, let me move Kirith down here. He would be sitting kind of over here, talking to his wife, just catching up on everything. So everybody's about. People are still bustling, still moving things, still making things, still practicing sparring. There's just a lot going on. People are still carrying on. But Via has not gone far from you.
Yeah, no, she's gonna go look for the next free person that is not Via. And
Mm-hmm.
the plate that she had, which that's now empty, she's gonna like try to give it to
Mm-hmm.
Via. Because I'm
Mm-hmm.
assuming they're collecting the dirty plates, and when she reaches out for it, she's gonna drop it so that it's on the ground. It's like, oops. Okay,
Uh-huh.
bye.
Um,
Oh, and
so
she's gonna
Via
kick it out of her
kind
way,
of
like out of her, like just out of her reach. So she gotta like waddle to it.
yeah. So gritting and bearing it, Via will sort of manage to squat down and pick up that discarded plate. And shaking her head, she'll turn to Kiko and she'll say, Miss, if there's something you're looking for, I can help you. Mother sort of assigned me to you and the other newcomers, the rest of your party.
Is that so? And she just kind of like looks over at her
Yes,
round
it is.
belly, and she's like
Mm-hmm.
looks around to see if the others are around. It's like, no, it's what? Sure. Yeah, I'd appreciate trying to get washed up. It's uh, I don't smell the greatest. And I'm sorry, I'm just so clumsy today. It's been a while since I've been out, week and all.
It's understandable. Being in prison, my brief time in there, I didn't enjoy it myself, and it was quite dispiriting. Um, here, and she'll sort of lead her towards this central building that both her parents entered, and she'll say, "Inside, we can get you cleaned up. I'll draw some water, and you can bathe, and I'll see if I can find you something, well, uh, a little more substantial to wear." How does that
They're
sound?
like walking towards the house. She's gonna like try to be pleasant. She's like, let me get something.
Mm-hmm.
She's not knowing that like Foldred and Mira are in the house yet. She's gonna be like, I don't know if you're trying to hide it, but I can see you're quite pregnant. Is the father anywhere near in the area? I'm surprised he's leaving you all alone.
At that, Via freezes. And are you saying this as you're like just entering the building, or like in the threshold?
Like as they're
What I'm sorry, what?
walking towards the building.
Okay. Yeah. Via will pause mid-step, kind of stumble as she evens out to just a standing position, and place her hands over her belly. He's not here. And the man who I would prefer to raise this child is, well, he can't be here at the moment.
She kind of puts her her thumb to her neck and does that like whole like dead thing. Traces her hand around her neck. It's like, oh, so he's not, dead. Good. So he'll be back. He's to take care of you. And your speck of joy, yeah? That's exciting.
I hope to be with. I hope to be with the man that I desire, but father dislikes him, and I never want to see this child's true father ever again.
And she kind of like puts her hand to her mouth, kind of like trying to show that she's shocked, but she's very, very, very much faking. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there are 2 men in your life? Oh, that must be so difficult. What happened to the father of the child then?
I don't know. He left. I'm sorry. I'd rather not talk about him.
Oh, was it a bad breakup? I'm sorry.
It was something I'd rather not talk about. And she'll straighten up and open the door, holding it for Kiko. Just
thank
inside, if you will.
Yeah, thank you. Are you gonna show me inside? Where I should clean up and everything? I'm kind of not the best at finding my
Of
way around
course.
places. As soon as she steps through that door, I want to trip her.
No, you want to what?
I want to trip her, like my leg out.
Oh my god. Okay.
We're not the good guys.
I guess sleight of hand
Got you.
versus I'll do perception for her.
21.
Yeah. That's and that's a 17 for her. You stick your foot out. Via does not notice it until it is absolutely just too late,
I want to
and
catch her just before
she tumbles. Okay, yeah, and she tumbles forward with a loud gasp.
I want to grab her by the arm just before she hits the ground.
Uh-huh.
Oh no. Are you okay? You must be so
Okay.
tired. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to make you work so much. A pregnant woman should get some rest.
I don't want to rest. Thank you very much.
Are you okay?
Thank you.
should watch where you're going. It's dangerous. So are you now?
I should. I should. But and she'll just like brush right past that and head towards a small tub. It's not really big enough to really sit in, but it's enough to sort of like kind of have your feet in and then sort of sponge bath the rest of the way. And there is sort of a screen around it for modesty's sake.
Can I see
I'll fetch you some
Moira
water.
or Foldred anywhere? Are they in a different room?
Yeah, Mayera,
Yes,
Mayera and Foldred, they're at the they're at the end of this particular I guess section of this building, but they're at the far end. Mayera is tending to her husband, who is, I mean, the sheets are covered with blood. He's shivering, and things are not looking good. Yeah, you can see them. Mayera's she's hard at work, standing over Foldred and taking care of him, and back and forth.
Yeah, so
they're sort of whispering and talking very softly.
So while Via is setting up this little bath thing for me, I'm gonna have Kiko start taking off her clothes and like, kind of throwing her things kind of wildly, but I want to throw a dagger directly right past her face.
Jeez, ow. Okay.
Like I want to cut her cheek just a little bit.
You want to cut Via's cheek? Okay. I'd say with that stellar sleight of hand, you're feeling pretty motivated by the strength of a woman's scorn. So I'm gonna say you succeed,
Oh no,
and
I'm
you
so
throw the
sorry.
dagger. Well, just describe what you do again.
So as she's kind of throwing
How
her
are you
clothes
doing
around,
this?
she's like throwing out. She takes off her shirt and she just kind of throws it. She's making sure Via's aware that she's throwing her things around. So she's throwing some of the daggers that she collected. She drops on the ground. The crossbow's on the ground. Like some of the pellets are hitting the floor, and some of them are getting close to her, but like she's trying to make sure it just seems like it's really out of the blue. And as she's like getting the last dagger while Via's not facing her, she's gonna just chuck this dagger right across, and hope like skidding her face before it hits like the wall. She's like, "Oh no! Oops! I was just so excited to take a bath."
You
should be
threw a
more
dagger.
careful. Oh, it just slipped out of the sheath. I was so excited.
Horizontally.
I was just chucking things around.
And this time, Via will. This dagger landed squarely in a wood beam, and this time Mayra, she will pluck it right out of the wood, and she will
Via or Mayra?
stand with a scowl. Via.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
did I say Mayra? Via.
Yeah, I was confused. I was like, shit, got the wrong person mad.
I'm
Good.
so
Good.
but yeah, she stands right up, and a scowl starts to form on her face. You ought to be more careful with your things, lest you lose them.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You're right. Like I said, it's been.
I
Really
hope I've not
long
offended you in any way.
No, girl, no, of course not. And she's gonna like try to take the dagger from Via.
Via's hanging on to it.
Oh, she's not gonna give it to her.
She
Okay.
does not give it to her. She's pausing, and the scowl is sort of it's growing on her face.
It's best it stays in its sheath for safety. We wouldn't want you tripping and having an accident, would we?
Of course.
It's the last thing anybody here would want, especially since
we wouldn't
you're
want
so
to trip.
Pregnant.
We wouldn't want to drop things.
Or be dropped.
And are you playing this off in the very like how convincing are you trying to be that this is all just accidents?
Depending on how stupid she is, because she's been super sweet. Like, I guess she would be kind of. She's doing her best to make her believe that Kiko's really just trying to be. There's like a hint of malice. Just a hint. But it could just be she can mistake.
Because Via really isn't stupid.
No, I'm trying to convince her that she's thinking too much.
I will say. Yeah. And
I'm like,
okay.
I can roll a persuasion if you like, or a deception.
Yeah, do a deception for me.
Do, madam.
I know I'm asking for so many rolls, but this is a delicate thing.
That's fine. That's 19 plus 2, 21.
21. So Via, she looks hesitant to be angry, but she can't help but scowl a bit as she holds onto the dagger.
Okay.
Yes, we wouldn't want to trip.
If you feel so worried, here, and she gives her the sheath of the dagger. Like, I'm sorry. It really was an accident. I don't mean to make you worried and put you on edge.
I don't think talking like that is helping your case.
Of course not.
But I appreciate all the help. Thank you for showing me the path. You can just leave my things on the floor. It's easier for me to collect it that way. Will you be the one to bring me new clothes?
Yes, of course. You wouldn't want to force a poor old invalid pregnant woman like myself to pick them up. Of course not. That would be preposterous. And yes, I will find you something. I will find you something indeed.
Perfect. Hopefully something comfortable and warm.
Oh, of course. Oh, take all the time you need. I'll return with something perfectly suitable for you. And with that, she leaves the dagger on a windowsill without putting it in its sheath and leaves the building.
And Kiko is super excited and super happy. As soon as that bitch leaves the house, she's like, bath time! Woo! I can use this soap finally.
Oh gosh.
Her precious
Beautiful.
soap. Yeah, so she's just gonna take a bath.
All right. And so do you try to listen in on anything, or are you just focusing on relaxing and bathing?
Relaxing, bathing, and thinking of other ways to torture this woman. So she's having a good time.
Okay. All right. Good for her. Okay. So then I guess Maxim will move over to you. What are you up to? As the hours are slowly creeping by.
Yeah, so I think after that interaction with Echo, I don't know if she wants to talk about anything that happened. Does she?
If you come near her,
Or
you're
is
just
she?
gonna get the silent treatment and a glare.
Yeah, I think he approaches to talk and then gets the glare and then says, "You know what? I think I'll go and find someone else to talk to." Uh, I think that he would be interested in talking with, let's see the name, uh, Reuven, just to kind of see what his deal is, just after kind of what
Mm-hmm.
happened there.
All right.
Uh,
So if you go to find Reuven, he has sort of disappeared inside one of these buildings. One of these corner tower places. I know there's not really a door set up or visible, but he's in one of them. And there's a loud sort of ting, 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 a constant rhythm of a blacksmith's hammer.
okay, so there's a blacksmith's tower in here, or smithy in here, and he's working.
Mm-hmm.
Poke my head in and see
Yep.
what he's working on. Then,
Mm-hmm. So, all right. Yeah, looking inside it's a small room, but it's all that it needs to be. There is a bright, glowing coal forge, and there's smoke billowing. As you see this large, hulking half elf bent over an anvil, hammering away at a large, gleaming, uh, what will be a blade. Right now, it's white hot as he's pounding away at it. And he looks very focused, and the scowl that he had before this is apparently just his normal resting expression, just kind of looking angry as he doesn't pay any mind to Maxim, but continues to work.
resting edge face. I'm familiar with Echo. Yes. Uh, he'll kind of come in and observe for a minute or two. Doesn't want to disturb his work, but just kind of seeing if he doesn't. If he's busy, then after a minute or two of observing, then he will leave unless he says anything in the meantime.
Yeah, Reuben will say just before he leaves, "Have you come to ask for a commission?"
Not at the moment.
Or is there something else you needed?
I do not. I mean, I know a bit about weapons and how to use them, but they are not my forte, to say. I merely was curious, as I have not met you before. And you seem to be quite the figure around here.
I'm just simply the blacksmith around here.
And if you don't mind, how
Nothing
pray
more.
tell... If you don't mind my asking, though, how did you come to be involved with the rebellion that has been set up here?
I'm sorry, it cut off in the middle of your sentence.
Sorry.
Repeat that again.
He's asking, if you don't mind my asking, though, I am curious on how you came to be involved with the rebellion that is sprouted up here.
He'll finally lift his gaze for the first time. He's not pausing his hammering, mind you, but he does look up. And will sort of raise one dark chiseled brow. I joined the rebellion because Mayera joined the rebellion. She's one of the few people that I actually like. So I'm here because she's here.
I see. Well, it is as simple as that, it seems.
Yeah. Well, that, and I am her kids' godfather. So I'm not going to leave them behind either.
She is married to... No, not married. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. She is married to... I'm sorry, I'm getting mixed up. She is married to Foldred, and you are here because she is here. You are her children's godfather. And I know Nazir myself a decent amount. May I ask...
Yeah, he told me about you.
In and out?
Silent?
Am I cutting in and
Hello?
out? Can you hear me?
Okay, there, I heard you.
Okay, I'm gonna leave and come back, and hopefully that'll help. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, I'm gonna leave and come back, and we'll see if that helps at all moving forward. All right, I'm back. Did you hear what I said before, or do I need to
All right.
say that again? Did you hear what I said?
Go ahead.
I believe I was at Maxim's, just kind of hearing what he said about the bumbling mage on the adventure. He just kind of like puts his hands on his hips and just kind of like looks down, shakes his head a little, says, so that is what he has shared with you. Yes, we knew each other in the past.
Well, I mean, that's what I picked up from That's what I picked up from the way he described you. I mean, nothing bad, just that you kind of looked lost.
True. Even though I was helping with the cartography quite a bit, it's in a different sense.
Mm-hmm. Not lost, like lost in
Yes.
the woods, but like.
No,
And he kind of does this sort of twirling motion with his finger around his temple, like, kind of like there's something going on upstairs.
I think Maxim like squints a bit at him, like when he like does that. It's like, okay. Well, I'm glad to be free. I'm glad you
Mhm.
somewhat able to talk some amount of sense into my friend Deco. And I guess we will be seeing more of each other sometime soon.
It wasn't any of my efforts, that's for sure. I don't like people, so there was a small, tiny, no, non-existent chance that I was going to be the one to convince her. But
Hmm.
you did all right.
She does not like people either.
You know what? I figured that out.
Yeah, she is not very subtle about it all. In the slightest, really.
Echo sneezes.
Anyway, I think I have some catching up to do with others. But it was nice to meet you.
Likewise.
And I will let you know if I have any requests.
Of course.
Out of
You
curiosity,
know
do you
right
make
where to go. If I'm not here, I'm
Yes. Do you have any rapiers? This is the weapon I am the most adept in using.
Do I have any rapiers? Of course I do. One of the most fashionable weapons currently. Of course I have rapiers. And he turns to a low rack in the in one of the corners of the room where it's like each weapon he has made is sort of stuck in there, kind of like a pencil crock. There's like they're not hung up in any glory. They're just all there,
It's like
ready for the grabbing.
just ready for grabbing. Are they
Mm-hmm.
just like shoddily put together? Are they each unique? Are they just all the same basically? What is his?
Each one is surprisingly ornate and unique, despite
The way
um,
they're tossed
more
together?
survival-esque circumstances that everyone's in. Yeah, I mean they're just their presentation isn't glorious, but they are beautiful pieces.
So do I just take one? Do I need to sign one out, or what is the procedure here?
Just take one and leave me to my hammering.
All right. Well, good luck with your smithing. And he will look over the rapiers that are presented there. Probably take a little bit longer than he would have liked to choose
Mm.
the weapon, but he will find one that suits him and his
Mm-hmm.
style, and feels good in the hand. And he will leave him to his hammering.
All right. And with that, whatever stats you might have had on a weapon, on a rapier in your inventory, if you still have that noted, or if your inventory is blank, then I will just find the stats for the rapier. But if not, if you had one already in
Yeah.
your inventory, basically you got it back in a way.
I have equipped it. Yes. Yeah. I
Okay,
assume probably
cool.
no magical properties or pluses to damage or to hit, but it is a functioning rapier that is now accessible to this character.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He
Mm.
will stick it in his belt
Mhm.
and
Yes,
walk away. Unless they have
Okay.
shoes. That's probably not important. But he'll get a sheath if they have one. If not, then he'll just stick it in his belt.
Mm-hmm. All right. They do have sheaths.
Yeah, then I'll take a sheath.
Mm-hmm. Cool, cool.
I don't know if
Alrighty.
we'd want to do another scene with Maxim.
Tyler, are you ready?
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Tyler, are you ready? Or would you like me to wait?
He said that he'll be right back, and he's still muted, so I assume he's probably AFK. Or he's back. That too.
Ah, okay.
He's typing.
Oh.
Dude.
Be done in 5 minutes. Okay. All right. So, do you go off to meet anyone else, or what else do you do, Maxim, once you leave Rubens?
Yeah, I think he tentatively looks to check in to see where Fuldred and Maria are. But I think once he
Mayara.
realizes that they're
Sorry, I
Mayara,
forgot.
sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, when he finds out that they're in a room alone, he makes one of two presumptions and decides that either way, he probably shouldn't intrude.
Okay.
Either they're having a personal conversation or they're having a personal conversation. I'm sorry.
It is nothing but a personal conversation. Not a personal conversation, but just a personal.
Either way, he probably should not intrude.
They're not doing the badonkadonk, all right?
Listen, all I'm saying is it's been a long
My
year.
man's is injured.
I think in that case he will.
But
go
if
in
you
for
did,
yeah,
but if you did want to enter that building, of course you can. There's nobody stopping you from entering. If that's where you decide to go. I mean, if you're just wandering, Maxim can go wherever he wants inside this compound.
I think. Let me actually roll because I think there's two people that he could catch up with, and I'll see which one he chooses to. Yeah, I'm gonna go and find Nazir and catch up with him a bit.
Okay.
Which I see he's
All right. So Nazir is, he's hanging out down here.
down under. That's not anything. All right.
But yeah. So Nazir, he's sitting on that crate, and sort of just whittling away, not really doing anything terribly productive, but just he kind of looks lost in his own thoughts as he's sitting, just kind of whittling away at a little piece of wood.
So, how have things been these last few years since we've last seen each other? Actually, that's me making an assumption.
Oh, go ahead.
Oops, sorry. I don't know whether it was just when the last time he saw Nazir was, whether it was back when the group disbanded or
last time
sooner than that.
Yeah. When they disbanded was when he would have probably last seen him. Yeah.
All right. So then a couple years then.
Mm-hmm. So Nazir looks up and smirks. Oh, I haven't been up to any bookish things, unlike you, apparently.
Yes. Well,
or being in
it's been
prison.
a while for me as well. Not many things to read in prison. Especially that prison.
Nah, yeah, not unless you scrawl in your own blood or something.
Not my style. I did actually have a
Good.
A couple of us sang to keep our spirits high. Though I must admit I do not know where he went off to. He was in the cart.
So there was another one with you.
Yeah. Don't know where he went. But yeah, he he and I would sing fairly regularly, so that helped to keep us from going mad.
A jack of many trades, master of none.
Yes, well, better than the master of none. So,
Precisely.
how have things been going on the rebellion front? I had heard that something had come about up here, but before I was captured, but admittedly did not get to see it until now.
Well, things are going slowly, but we're staying afloat. We haven't lost many people, but that's because we're kind of at a standstill at the moment.
Hmm.
We have decent sources on the inside, but things are so secretive with Elamon in his ivory tower, and with my cousin. I can't. We are all having a hard time reaching them, getting inside information
Yeah, I admit that
at the top level.
he doesn't seem to, he never seemed to share much of what's going on up there, so I can't imagine. I mean, even when I worked for him, I barely even knew what was going on up there, but I imagine it's all the harder when you're miles and miles away and
Right.
trying to keep your faces hidden as you are.
Right.
Yes, well,
And
if there is anything I can do to help with this process, I hope that I will be able to do that.
he raises a brow. There may very well be, actually. I think you heard my uncle talking about some, or at least you maybe overheard my uncle talking about some mission he might have planned. He received a little piece of information today, a little bird, if you will, and there might be a mission, but only for those who are so inclined to actually help our cause. Your white-haired friend, she doesn't seem too interested in helping anyone but herself. Does she?
She, in the entire year that I was there, I heard her say maybe 20 words maximum, and most of them were fuck you. Or off.
Echo sneezes again.
She is
Sounds
not.
like she might get on with Reuben. Or maybe she wouldn't. They might just kill each other.
She has not been very forthcoming with what she is motivated by, but it seems like she wishes to be free and away from people. So maybe Ruben will have some common ground with her.
Yeah. Other than the fact that they don't seem to like most people. I mean, seems like your friend likes even less than most
Even
people. Like
fewer.
nobody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, maybe she can be convinced that this is a mutually beneficial relationship with her, for her. But I do not know.
Maybe. Yeah.
I heard
So
he mentioned something about if they could get this mission done for her, then they could if she could get this mission done with for them, then she might be able to receive some supplies. And maybe that will be a motivating factor for her.
yeah,
Though I do not know.
absolutely. We have to learn how to play, well, like our enemies, and I don't necessarily like that. But it's what we have to do. We have to hold information, supplies, what we can, ransom, in
Any
order to get what
advantage
we
you can,
need.
any advantage you can take in this conflict is almost certainly going to be necessary for moving forward. But, as long as we do not become what we seek to destroy, it should be fine.
Good to have you here. Good to have another person to be our moral compass, I suppose.
Yes.
We've had a lot of farmers, a lot of mercenaries, common folk coming here to assist where they can, but very few people who have insider knowledge of the prison, of Elamon's office. You could be extremely useful to us, Maxim, and your friends, if they so chose to join you.
I'm glad to hear that. It is good, though, that we are hearing the support of the common people. Even if they do not have much to offer other than their work and their ethic, it is good to have their support. It means that we are ultimately on the right side of history.
Mm-hmm. On the right side of history. Now we're sounding like my grandfather. I remember when I used to think that his glorified idea of being a knight, a warrior, riding off for justice and chivalry. I remember when I used to think that that was best way to live just a few years ago.
A lot could change in a few years, but it is not bad to have ideologies to live up to. But
Yeah.
yes, we cannot hold
Mm.
ourselves in such high esteem that we may never reach our goals as well. Though,
Yeah.
I think you would have gone far if you had continued down that path. But this is
Thanks.
perhaps something to discuss in length at a further along point. Maybe.
Yeah.
So, what,
All right.
yeah, if you want to, now might be a good time to swap over to Siler, if
Heather. Yep.
Yeah, no, fully ready. Just finishing up a
Yep.
quick message I was going to send you.
Okay.
if he had something else he wanted to say,
Okay.
I felt like that conversation could go on,
Yeah,
but
no, we're
also
good.
could end there. And
Just because I thought of something that could be funny.
so,
Okay. All right. So, entering through the gate where the wagon had brought you all, there walks through a tall figure with messy brown hair and closed eyes, and a large scar on the right eye of his face cuts across his upper nose and to his left eye. And a small feathered figure on his shoulder sits with glowing purple eyes. And there's a brown cloak draped over his shoulders to hide the long sword at his side and the great axes on his back. Let me post an art.
another one of these farmers that you mentioned.
Okay, let me put your token in, buddy. Da, 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 da. There he is. And I should move that wagon to the side. There you
I
go.
just see
Side.
like a semi-transparent
Yeah.
gray cube.
It's there. It's probably loading.
Ah, there it is. There he is. Now that's the Siler character.
Yep. So Siler, if you'd like to take over. Siler?
You muted yourself.
Hello?
Okay, sorry, I just realized that. No.
Oh, there you are.
You're good.
Yeah, Sam just got in. I was just hugged by my wonderful little niece, and I was just over. Oh, there she is.
Oh,
She's chasing.
the niece
Yeah,
is
no,
most
she's chasing the dog. I was sorry when I was setting up right now. Everyone was just got out of a church
You're
thing. I just food and stuff. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
You're good. You're good.
Everyone else is
Yeah, so I just gave you your character's description, walking through the gate where the wagon had entered.
Okay, sorry, but okay, finally ready with that. This individual walking through the gate, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. You'll notice he has seems to be. He already showed a photo. Let me just double check. Visual aid. Oh, that's the one. Yeah. As he's walking towards him, you notice that he doesn't seem to be looking where he's going, but he's not really. Doesn't seem to mind that he hasn't tripped over his own feet, even though he's constantly just been looking straight forward. But the little bird on the side of his head is essentially just on a small and constant pivot of looking around. And he'll approach. Who would you say I would essentially meet first?
The first person you would meet upon, well, it depends which direction you're going.
Right or left, bucko?
I don't know. Am I coming from the outside or am I inside the camp right now?
You're coming from the outside. You're entering the compound.
Awesome. And I'll just enter through the doors, and I'm essentially looking for.
So you could go this way or that way.
Let me just load up the old map. Went to sleep on me.
Likely, I think
So
that
that
you would
way.
see Maxim and Nazir, them having their conversation, but you could easily just turn off, and head away.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, give me a call. But yeah, that'll be where I'm entering.
All right.
Okay.
Or is that one of the farmers or one of the mercenaries that you were mentioning
Yeah.
before?
Nazir crosses his arms and kind of cocks his head like he's trying to reach for how he would define him. He's one of our mercenaries. He arrived here maybe like 3 months ago at this point, and he's been pretty reliable so far. A good scout.
With
Mm-hmm.
a big scar on his face. Can he see? Just not to have his eyes open.
He and Nazir sort of like motions over his own eyes. He can't yeah. As far as I know.
Interesting. And
That little
how
feathered friend
then?
on his shoulder seems to be his eyes.
Interesting. Do you think it's a familiar situation?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yes. Seems like it. Interesting fellow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, back.
Welcome back.
We're just talking about your dude.
I swear, I was literally doing this build-up, but as soon as I'm about to get on, everybody comes in and I'm getting calls
And
all at once.
frustrating, but yeah, how that typically goes. Just talking about how it's familiar.
Essentially.
Yeah.
It was talking to him.
Me and Nazir are talking, so about the
Okay,
same
so if
time.
I saw the Zia, then I'd probably go to him first just to let him know how the mission went.
Okay. So Nazir would kind of meet you kind of in the middle and cross his arms and ask, so how did it go?
I found a few tracks, followed him up down the path. Whoever the hell was doing this wasn't trying to be sneaky or stealthy about it. Looks like he was just trying to haul ass. I lost him about a mile and a half down. Hit a small, looked like a stream. But for the most part, whoever this is gone, but they've gone into probably one of the worst places. I mean, there's literally one of the worst places to get jumped, so he's either going to be very unlucky or he's going to find himself somewhere to get somewhere else. But I don't think we'll be worrying about it for a good while.
I just hope he doesn't lead anyone back here. I hope he wasn't a spy.
When I found the tracks, it looked like he didn't get a clear picture of this place. He got off right before I think they saw it. At least I think it would have where I sat. But for the most part, I think we'll be good.
Right. Well, good work, Quadrant.
Quadrant, you said your name was, yes?
I didn't say it down then.
Quadri. Sorry.
No, Quadri. Well,
Just turns to this, and you're
Maxim.
new.
Maxim Rowe.
Right.
A couple
You
of
can call me
us.
Quadrant if you want.
All
And
right.
this is Phoenix.
Nice to meet the two of you. He has extended his hand to shake, though I don't know if that will be reciprocated.
So I roll something.
Oh boy.
He'll shake your hand, and you'll notice that he hasn't lost that like odd kind of 1,000-mile stare that he just keeps looking forward, even if it's not at you. But Crow has not left eye contact. Every time someone switches to talk, that's who the Crow is looking at.
Yeah, Maxim, I think, is bouncing between looking at you in the face and looking at the Crow like he doesn't know which to look at when talking with you.
Yep.
But yeah, he shakes your hand and says, a few of us recently were able to escape from a prison. Pretty famous prison. But I'm here to help. I'm not so sure about my compatriots, but I'm hopeful.
Well, I hope they can put up a fight. That's what we're headed for, I think. But what do I know?
Yes. Well, would you like to get some food after a mission well done? I do not know what you're planning on doing next.
Bit of rest, bit of practice, and maybe something else. We'll see.
All right. Well, if you ever wish to speak, I am anticipating I'll probably be here for a bit.
I'm sure you will.
So there is another big campfire going, and Via is tending that. So at this point, the sun is pretty close to being down as dinner time. Evening meal is being prepared.
All right. Well.
There is the aroma of good food wafting through the camp, and yeah. sort of what you're coming home to, Quadri.
Just take a nice long sniff of the air and then start heading towards that scent. Again, you'll notice that he'll just keep his eyes closed for a good long period of time, but every time he opens them, it's that weird gray color.
Yeah, I don't know if
It's not
you've
that
heard.
milky white of blindness. It's more of like this, the color is just zapped out of everything. Iris, eye.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Interesting. Well, Maxim will probably chat a bit more with Nazir, kind of catch up on, family situation and whatnot, and I assume probably follow shortly after to the campfire. Seems like we're probably going to all reconvene, so.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And Kiku, you'll notice that Via never came to bring you a change of clothes. So you've been left to your own rags. Or running out in the open naked.
How does she respond to this?
Miss K?
Silence. I see.
That's the silent treatment. You really not care?
All right. I mean, she hates her.
The computer and just like decided to go take a bath or something. Just decided like, hey, they're probably going to be at this for a while. I could just go.
My money is on Mike issues again?
That could be it.
Maybe.
That could be it.
Okay. Well, we'll come back to her. So, yeah, it's evening, supper time for everybody. People are gathering around, getting their dinners, and then dispersing. People are just sort of talking, grumbling amongst themselves, whispering, laughing, joking. It's an overall rather pleasant and what's the word? It's a pleasant community atmosphere.
Gross.
Nice. Out of curiosity,
Gross.
Maxim looks around if there's any like instrument that anybody has around.
You know what? Let me roll. Okay. Kirith is sat down, and he's got a hurdy-gurdy in his lap, actually. And so there's the sort of droning and jovial sound of a jig of a tune playing.
I think he disposed of the chicken bone pan flute already.
Oh no.
I think he like tossed. I thought he replaced it with something else, but I'm not sure. Did he? I want to say so, but I don't remember where he would have gotten it then. So maybe he still has that then.
Yeah, as far as I know, he didn't get rid of the panpipe.
Right.
Nobody confiscated it.
All right. Then he will begin working on trying to make a proper pan flute, not one made out of chicken bones.
Okay.
As
all right.
they were all sitting around the fire.
What are you working on that? What are you trying to make it out of? There are all kinds of scraps of wood and things, but are you looking for any other kind of material?
Yeah, if there's any sort of like reeds that could potentially work. Let's see. Some wood could potentially work. Gonna need some kind of rope or twine to bind it all together. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You're fine.
yeah. Let's see. I feel like reeds, if there's any of that, or wood would probably be the best materials.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, there's all kinds of scraps of wood, but as far as reeds go, there are no plants, but maybe some weeds and a few scrubby bushes inside the keep's
Yeah. All right. Well,
gates.
then I think he'll begin whittling some pan flutes out of wood, or some pipes out of wood, and
All
then
right.
yeah.
Cool,
Uh,
cool.
but yeah. So he'll be whittling for a while. I assume probably that's going to take a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that is gonna take a little while.
Yeah. So that's what he's doing in this time then.
All right, and everybody else? Miss Echo, Mr. Quadri, Miss Kiko, if you're back.
I would have definitely just gone the quick rounds of saying hi to everybody before I had sat down with my plate somewhere and just started playing a bit of cards with myself and my bird.
Oh, there's a good spot over here, with a crate and a broken pallet. It would serve decently as like a little card table and seat.
Perfect. Perfect. Oh, if I did meet the new people, I would have definitely asked what's up with the new people.
Oh no.
So, uh, who would you ask about the new people? Nazir, he's still about. Via, she's serving food. Reuven, he's still indisposed in his forge. And Kirith and Hannapel are hanging out in a corner.
Definitely would have bothered him at the forge first, just for shits and giggles. Then I would have gone to, I because she's serving the food. And I'm talking to her anyway.
Yeah. So, Via would sort of point to each of the party members as she knows them. Well, they're all escaped from the prison, and well, they're here at least for a while, as far as I know. One seems determined to leave. The other, she's.
Seems like
She,
there is some
I
drama there.
drama doesn't begin to explain it. But and then there's you. You seem like a decent person, Mr. I don't know if I caught your name, and she kind of squints at Maxim.
Yes, I am Maxim Rowe. If you want to just call me Maxim,
Maxim,
entirely fine.
that was your name. I've heard you. I heard about you. Father told me about you. A decent mage, he said, and a rather enthusiastic cartographer, as I recall. Those were some of the things he told me
Yes, I was.
about you.
I actually took part in the expedition into the wild several years ago. I was.
Of course.
I kept track of many different things, including the maps and various journals filled with various flora and fauna documentations. And he kind of like slows down, and he started excited, but kind of slows down as he gets into it. If people aren't looking super into his explanations of everything that he was doing.
Via, she's kind of nodding along as you start to talk about as you start geeking out about all these things. She kind of nods along, kind of grinning and like she's listening, but she's also nodding to each person as she's handing a filled plate to them. And
Yeah.
so when there's a gap in the line, she'll sort of point her her spoon at Maxim and say, "Yes, Baudry, he's a decent fellow, as far as I understand it."
That's all I need. Well, I'll be playing cards in the corner again if anyone wants to join. I swear I'm going to beat Phoenix. Get me my money back.
From
Don't you?
your bird's friend?
Yeah, Kimmy. Yeah, can you hear us? We can't hear you.
Oh, I can hear you.
Kimmy, right, can you hear us?
Kimmy, you're back.
Can you hear us?
I mean, we
called
can't
it. It
hear
was
you, but
audio issues.
her internet must have gone down.
Oof.
Oh.
The Bane.
Bonjour.
Oh, I can hear you.
Yay! We can
Oh,
hear you.
Hello. There she is.
Welcome back.
I'm sorry,
Welcome
I
back.
died. Because
Apparently.
I tried to murder a pregnant.
You got
So-
better.
Yeah, that's
Turns out the internet gods don't like that, apparently. Apparently it's frowned upon to kill a person, especially a pregnant person.
Mhm.
I tripped her already, and I almost stabbed her.
Yeah. And you know what? She never brought you any clothes.
Bitch. She
So
did.
you're still
So
there.
it's either your rags or you run out naked to the storehouse.
Oh, I'm
Humble
walking.
Rags or
thyself,
your
O
birthday
I'm
Keegan,
suit.
100%
man.
fine. I am 100% comfortable walking naked. And I am going to.
That will certainly be an event.
I don't even give a shit.
Okay.
I'll strap
Very
on my,
well then.
all the
So
stuff.
Okay,
Walk around naked.
quick thing. There is like a weird guy that never looks at you directly, but that crow is just following you nonstop.
Is Zen is
a naughty, naughty crow.
Siler dead?
We don't know.
Okay.
I mean, Siler is at least theoretically
Tyler is
alive.
not dead, I
Alive.
would hope so.
Zimzu, who knows?
Simzu,
Mhm.
that's right. Oh, I lost my
Look,
socks.
I may be a pre-recorded message. We don't know. We'll figure it out at the end.
That is a
Okay,
very
yeah.
good pre-recorded
Have you
message.
seen Blink from Doctor Who?
As soon as like my character realizes she's not coming back with her clothes, she's just gonna be like, "Okay, bitch, now game's fucking on." She's gonna put the crossbow on her back, and the dagger she had like strapped. She's strapping them on, and she's probably. Was there a belt to the uniforms, or like a rope?
There was not. It was like
Okay.
PJs practically. Well, really, it was whatever you wore when you came in to the prison. Now that I think about it, so whatever
They're
rags
just
you have
torn
left.
with time.
Okay. Yeah, so she has like a belt then. That's not really a belt, but it's worn out over the years, so it's basically a rope. And she's gonna tie that around her waist, and secure her daggers. And she's gonna walk out like that, completely fine. And she's just gonna look around, be like, guess this is my life now.
So
And I'm gonna
wait,
look for
she's
the
only
pregnant
wearing
bit.
her accessories, or is she?
Oh, just my accessories. I'm walking around naked with my weapons.
Okay.
I'm looking for the
All
bitch
right.
who
So
left me there.
so by this time it is like supper time. The sun is going down. You've got the tiefling gentleman Kirith and his wife sitting in the corner. Kirith is playing a hurdy-gurdy. He's playing a jovial tune. Everyone is lining up for supper. People are laughing. They're talking, whispering about things. And Via is back at her post, serving everybody dinner with a smile.
That's great. I'm gonna go right up to her. And I'm gonna pull out one of like my
as
armpit
soon as
pubes. I'm gonna drop it in the Oh, sorry, no. I'll
as
do
soon as
that.
Via sees you,
And
she's
this
gonna.
dirty clothes in the suit.
Via is just as soon as she sees you, she's going to shield her eyes and shout, "Heaven preserve me! What are you doing?"
Oh, I think you might have forgotten about. You said you were getting me clothes. I figured
Kiko.
it would be better if I come out. This is the pregnant woman who forgot about me.
Oh, you're right. How could I possibly forget?
And then she takes her
You know, it's
dirty.
probably because I'm just a poor pregnant woman. I forgot.
That's okay. I understand. She could drop her dirty clothes all over the food. Be like, you probably need to take. I don't know where to put these. So I'll
Okay,
just leave them
question. Her food or just the food that she's
that's being
serving to
served.
everybody? Oh. Okay, sorry.
Yep. She's spiteful. And everyone's gonna feel her wrath.
You? Utterly disgusting. Why would you do that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't not supposed to go here. I thought it was. You told me to leave my things with you, so I'm doing that. Was that not what you said I should do? I'm sorry.
What is this? What is this animosity you hold for me, woman? And
No,
Via is just like glaring at her. Like the fact that she's put the fact that she's naked is besides the point at this point. She's like, what is this animosity you have for me?
I don't know what you speak of. I'm just looking for clothes, love. I wasn't the one who left.
You dump your filthy duds here in the food. You
I'm sorry. Was that what
just
this
so
was?
happened to throw a dagger right at me.
That was an
You
accident.
Dropped your plate.
That was also an accident.
And I do believe I saw your foot reach out to trip me. And she sort of shifts her weight and folds her hands over her belly. Again, she's glaring. What is all this? She did notice, just barely. I did say that she, before it was too late, she noticed.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'd be like, I'm so sorry again. It's, time in prison really fucks up your coordination. Sorry. I don't understand why you seem to have such a grudge against me. We saved 2 people from prison that belong here. I apologize if I'm coming off very rude. I'm just so tired. If there's anything I can do to, if I'm being such a bother, I can go find someone else to help me, seeing as you're clearly unfit to take care of others.
Take care of others just fine, but I don't appreciate being hindered.
Again, if you consider me a hindrance, I apologize. It wasn't something I planned. I'm just such a tired old wreck who just escaped from prison, and I'm so tired. And I thought you all said you would assist us, but I see I expected too much.
I would like to just say real quick that while you're this entire time, Maxon is giving you the death glare, like a very judgy glare, like, what the hell are you doing? Start behaving. And I don't know if we want to roll anything or
oh no, my character
that's even gonna affect her at all. Yeah, that's
she's like, yeah, I don't give a shit about you. I don't care about this bitch. My man was here sometime at one point in time. You stole his shit. These traits belong to my man.
Not even true in the slightest.
Yeah, she don't know. Don't care. She's just like my man stuff.
Yeah.
So how much is she say of this is she saying out loud, or are you expressing the way she's carrying herself?
She's doing the whole, oh, I'm so sorry. If I knew that I was gonna be such a burden, sorry, oh, I'm so, I'll find somebody who could take better care, because clearly this is too much for you. She's trying to play off the whole, I'm innocent. I'm just so tired. I thought you guys were here to help us, or help the weary, but I apologize that I assumed too much. Shall I go somewhere else?
We are here to help the weary, but we do not appreciate having dirty duds drop deliberately in the stew.
I apologize. That really, I
Can I
didn't see the
walk
stew
in at this
here.
point?
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool. So Quadra is just essentially stumbling over. Essentially just
There
started
is a
using.
new character.
Yeah,
Yep.
Quadra art is in the
I see him now.
visual aids. Currently wearing a
Visual aid.
brown cloak. He's using a longsword as a cane almost,
Ooh.
and he's for some reason has a shield and a great axe strapped to his back underneath his cloak. And there's just this bird that you've noticed has just been eyeing you since the second you came out and were noticed.
Lovely.
Little crow with glowing purple eyes that's just essentially perched on his shoulder. You'll notice he's not looking directly at you, more like almost past you, but the bird has been maintaining more or less eye contact.
Oh. Eye contact up here or down there? That's my question.
You'd have to roll an investigation check to see how many times that may have shifted.
You know what? I think she'll just enjoy it. She's like, at least some people are enjoying what you're saying. Hopefully. If not, I don't care. You're not my man's. You're a crow.
An interesting outlook on the situation.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yes, he's coming in.
The man
Yeah.
head is looking at the face. The bird head is looking at the rest of them.
Everything else.
Yep.
The goods.
Everything else.
The goodies. The goodies.
Anyway, and I'm assuming he's caught most of that conversation, right?
Hello. Yep.
Yeah. And so he'll step in and say, well, my experience, and this is only a good handful of what's happened here, we do help. Try to, as best we can. And we don't like to ask much in return. A little bit of civility, little thanks, that never goes. We don't appreciate helping those who have show no kindness in return. Or at least the simple manners one would expect out of, well, any normal person. And I certainly don't think they're going to waste their time on lost causes. You're not a lost cause, are you?
I'm gonna turn
And
to the.
with that, his eyes will flare,
Hmm.
and in visual aids, you'll notice that weird scar around his eyes, and actually his own eyes, now that the bird seems to like dim just a bit, and they'll start almost like they're set on purple fire, and he will try to intimidate you.
What do I roll against an intimidation?
And
That
could I argue the help action since I'm also glaring? I don't know if that would be effective, but yeah.
Sure. I
so,
agree to that. And to counter the intimidation, how about
normally that'd be a insight for wisdom, but I don't know how you like to handle this.
It could be a
I'm sorry,
wisdom
go ahead and say
saving
that
throw,
again. Wisdom saving throw?
Wisdom
Yeah.
usually like insight to just see if they can essentially see through that, or see if they can have enough resolve to not be
Get the
intimidated.
resolve.
That's essentially a wisdom save for will.
Okay. I like the idea.
You want me to do a wisdom
I
saving?
like the idea of wisdom saving throw.
Will do, madam.
And you do the help action.
So I'd get advantage on my intimidation.
Yes. Yes, you would.
So that was.
Cool. 16 and 18, and I have a +8, so 26.
Fuck.
Woo!
I got a 19. Yeah, so seeing this man's like show out of nowhere and like at first she's just kind of like trying to look all innocent and whatnot, being like, I'm so sorry. I wasn't trying to be. I was doing her whole act, but then the glowing thing kind of like turns her off a little bit. And she kind of like shudders in place. And then she like looks away at her, at the clothes that she had dropped on the food. And she's just like...
So at this point, he's going to take off his envelope and wrap it around you, and with one finger lift up your chin so you're looking at him right in the face. Respect, consideration goes a very long way.
She's gonna like...
right?
She's gonna like kind of avoid eye contact, but she's still gonna try her best to like muffle, like, I was just tired. And
Then maybe get some rest.
With that, she's just gonna like kind of like take the cloak that's around her and like hold it tighter. And she's just gonna be like, and walk off. She has no idea where she's gonna go for rest, but she's just like, oh, whoop, okay.
Get some clothes first.
Well, no, but she,
Mm-hmm.
in her,
Yeah, I know.
she has no one's offered.
Don't
The only person who's offered her help is the one who left her like that, and so she's like, got this cloak on now.
Oh, you could always, you
Ask.
could always lower the ego.
Oh no, she wants to
I would
murder
ask her again. Oh, no, but
She's
yeah.
like, this girl has my man's baby in her. If I can't have his baby, no one can. That's her mindset.
All inside thoughts.
Yep. But she's not. So the reason she hasn't like let her like fall or anything is because she hasn't. She doesn't have concrete proof that it's her man because she hasn't said anything. But she's still gonna just based on.
Yeah, this is all
still under
hunch.
Yeah.
This is all a hunch, and isn't that baby like a state of rape as well? So not even any affection there. So
yeah, but she doesn't know anything. Everyone's telling her these things, and she's like, "My man would do that. He only has eyes for me, man." She's not the smartest.
I think, actually, come to think of it, I think that a minute or two after all that went down, Maxim's actually gonna follow after and then try to see what's up.
She's gonna like go over to, I don't know, if there's like I'll go by the watering hole here, whatever this little bucket is.
I think that's a well.
Yeah, it's a well.
Yeah, she's just gonna like wash up her hands from her dirty
doing-
clothes.
Are you doing well? Are you okay?
And she's gonna look up at her previous cellmate, and she'll be like, "No, I was clearly discriminated against. This is ridiculous."
You put your dirty clothes into the food that is for everyone.
I saw, and I
Including her.
I really was.
Why?
I was told I was getting clothes and I was tired, and I didn't notice the food there. I apologize if it bothered you and the others.
Ever since you met her, you seem to have had some kind of grudge against her. Can you at least share why that is?
I stand by what I said. I'm tired. I was in that jail cell far longer than you.
I'm gonna roll an insight check.
Do it.
Understand that she's tired.
Deception. Do I do deception or do I do performance?
I'd say performance because this is pretense.
This is essentially you acting out how good you or bad you're feeling.
Yeah.
That's a nat 20, sir.
That's a nat 20?
Yes.
And you're not lying. You're not lying. No, I understand.
I wish I was. I wish she was kind of fucking.
Well,
she just the best Oscar performance you've ever.
Yeah, she's like.
Don't think a 12 beats a nat 20.
Fortunately, not. She's.
I don't want to say he's suspicious.
Yeah, that's fair. She's pulling at your heartstrings because you guys were like cellmate, and you helped her get her soap. She's gonna
Yeah.
be like, you know how hard it was for me to get anything there, and then to be treated the way I was treated. I'm sorry that it seemed that I was rude. I didn't mean to come off that way. I honestly, it's been a long day. It's so many things have happened. I was promised clothing after a bath, and I was left to to walk around naked like a clown, like a showpiece. What was I to do? My
Listen, I
feelings
think
just overcame me. I got
he,
frustrated, and I just threw my clothes on the nearest table in front of her, and
that's not a table. You threw it into her arms specifically, but listen, because again, I just
weird.
want to confirm the food was still in her arms,
Oh, I thought it
like
was
in
on
a
the.
bowl.
I thought I
I
threw it on
thought
the table with the food
Yeah,
that had the food on it. I
yeah.
don't know
There's
where.
it was in a pot.
it was in a pot on a
Yeah,
table or in her
it was kind
arms.
of a pot bubbling.
Oh, there was no table.
I mean, there was a table for like bowls and things, but
Not the food.
the food itself was still in a giant pot.
Yeah.
In her arms, or where was the
Oh,
pot?
Fire.
On the table? Did it have a lid? Did she have to open up the lid to?
No,
Sorry.
the pot was open on an open fire, but the table was holding
Okay. The
bowls
plates and
and
bowls and
utensils
spoons.
and things ready to be used. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so not a
Hmm.
table. Uh, yeah, I think he's still reasonably suspicious, but he's gonna kind of go to kind of place a hand on the shoulder in kind of a comforting way, but then kind of pause like a couple inches away, and that's like realize that's probably not a good idea right now, considering the state of things. I think he finally like realizes that hey, this is an awkward situation. Kind of like begins to avert his gaze, like not looking directly away, but just kind of like looking up and like to the left or something away, where you can only see you in peripheral vision.
she has a cloak over her.
All right.
All her
Still,
itty bitties are clean, like covered.
still, I think he's averting the eyes for the moment, just to try to be considerate.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
He says,
Yeah,
"Listen,
she's
I
still
know
just
we've
being touched, sadness and cries.
listen. I know that things have been strange this past day, and stranger still in the past year and years that we were in there. I hope that this will all get resolved soon, but I just I just want to make sure that you know that you can tell me these things if you've got some things that are bothering you.
She kind of looks at him like with like these tear-filled eyes, and she's like
All
looking
an
like
act.
it's all a fucking act. I'm pulling it like I'm focusing my inner Regina George right now, like full on. Like,
Oh,
Oscar nominee.
she kind of looked like as if she was like he was her big brother or something. She's this helpless little girl. Like, thank you. It's just I didn't have a friend there, and I thought you also hated me too. I didn't mean to be so mean.
Oh no.
I'm just so tired.
Just this is a confusing time for us all. We're not trying to. I don't know if there's just if she resents you for something, or if there's just some kind of unspoken thing happening, but maybe just try to be the bigger person, perhaps,
She
if it
offered to
is.
help me. I didn't ask for her to help me. She offered, and then she left me there.
I will ask her about what happened and see if there was some reason that maybe she was just busy with dinner. And, these things happen, and of course,
She's gonna
if that is
touch
the
his
case.
arm. Like not seductively, but it's very not I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, he's trying to
He's trying to
touch
be a big
him
boy about
emotionally, but trying
this.
to mediate and resolve this through talking and not through violence.
Yeah, so she's gonna touch his arm and look up at him again, and kind of hold his arm up against her and be like, "No, it's all right. I don't want to be too much. I'll just stay away from her. It's okay.
I
don't know why she hates me, but I'll leave her.
I'm actually gonna.
Thank you for looking after me, Max.
I'm gonna roll for something real quick when you kind of grab his arm.
Yeah, I'll go for it.
I think, when you grab his arm like that and kind of pull it closer to him, he yanks it away kind of instinctually and kind of twists around to kind of look back at you. Like he just had a gut reaction or something.
Fair enough. Either way, when he pulls away, she'll be kind of surprised, but she's gonna regain her position and be like, "It's all right. No need to dwell on the past. I'll just."
Sorry about that.
Well, she's probably dealing with her own things. I'll just stay away from her.
Yeah, that's maybe a good idea for the moment. What was all that about the tripping her and the throwing a knife at her? What was that all about?
She is going to give a yawn and be like, "To be honest, it's been too much of a day, and I really don't want to talk about this anymore than I already have. It's taking. Do you mind if we talk about this later? It's just, I feel so attacked right now."
All right, get some rest. We'll talk about this more tomorrow. All right.
And she gives her best "Thank you for understanding" look, and then as soon as she turns around, she rolls her eyes and walks.
I just want to say that he's keeping his poker face while you're looking at him, but he is okay, she's fucking lying. He's okay, she is avoiding even a fake answer at this point. I don't think he's he still feels for you. That hasn't gone away, but he's okay, she is just avoiding telling the truth, and there's some deceit going on here. So, he is gonna find out more about this very shortly, but he's gonna kind of give you a sympathetic pat on the back or the shoulder. What was that? Sorry?
Even with my beautiful performance.
And definitely kind of trigger a response on him that is a trusting response.
That's fair.
At the moment. Because
oh no, she's gonna kill this before the end of the day.
He ain't exactly had a great relationship.
That's okay.
Recently. But he'll kind of show her off to bed and then kind of go back to the group around the campfire. So I don't know if you want to do a scene with them.
I just want to know if there's a storage room that my character can find. I just want to get her properly equipped.
Yeah, Maxim will also kind of help her.
I don't mind if she's naked, but I would prefer her not to be.
Kind of where Kirith is sitting over here.
I gotta go back.
That's the storeroom that that's the storeroom that Echo went into, where the clothes were, at least.
Do you like me to go and get at least something clean for you?
Nah.
You can come back tomorrow.
Nah, she's as soon as they had their interaction, she's gonna leave him because she doesn't want to rely on him for anything right now. She's gonna go around for clothes.
He's actually gonna like try to show you, like, help you get your clothes and stick around for a little bit.
Oh wait, are you trying to take her towards the same area where Vera is? Because she's not.
Well, he like, I don't think he knows where this is either, so I assume the two of them look around for a bit and then now decide like, oh, it's back over there.
She's gonna look around for anybody who left the laundry out and take it.
Nobody in particular has really left their laundry out, per se.
That's fine.
Can get a barrel. Do you want to wear a barrel?
Nah, she's gonna continue walking around the way. She ain't going that way.
Would you like me to get something just clean for you so that you can get something in the morning that you would more prefer? Do you have something for tonight?
Oh, I'll take care of myself. Thank you so much. Matt, you're so kind and caring.
And just
if only everyone was like that.
All right. Well, then I hope that you have a nice night, and I hope that you are feeling refreshed in the morning.
As do I.
Yeah, I will say that inside his mind, Max is going, yeah, hope you work out whatever is going on with that whole emotional instability thing. Definitely a thing that is happening with you. Now I'm rambling. Right.
You're all right.
So if Kiko wanted to do anything after leaving Max,
yeah.
if you want to do that, yeah. Next, I don't know.
Go ahead.
If she did, I don't know.
No, it's okay. Don't worry about me.
The way you say that, though.
But, yeah.
She's gonna go look
twiddling
around.
What is she doing?
Fingers.
She's like looking around. She's gonna see if she finds any like scrap clothing. She doesn't really care.
Okay.
If she doesn't find anything, that's fine. But she's also gonna look for like sharpening stones. Kind of get a look around of the area on this lower half. She's not gonna go anywhere where the people are eating. She's like, I don't want drama right now.
You're looking for a murder weapon?
She's gonna sharpen up her weapons, and she's gonna kind of get an idea of like where they are. Ideally, what I wanted to do is get her over here to kind of have an overview of the place. And on her way there, if she doesn't find anything, I don't know, she's gonna be like.
Yeah, so she wouldn't really find anything as far as clothes go, just like laying. Now, if you went up to the upper one to where Reuven is at, then
what
certainly.
is this area, generally, then, from walking around it. So far, I can understand that where Kareth is kind of.
Do you mean like the building where Mayer and Foldred is?
Or like this lower half? What is this area for?
This lower half is more for like a lodging, and then the building that Foldred and Mayer are in, that is the infirmary, the med bay.
Oh, so wait, are there like bed like sheets and blankets and whatnot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take one of those.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just fashion a robe.
Yeah, they're nice. Yeah, they're nice, heavy, thick, coarse but warm, scratchy wool blankets.
Anything thin, or are they all thick?
They're all pretty thick. Yeah, it's definitely like adventuring gear quality. Warm, but not too comfortable.
She'll take it. She'll wrap it on, just kind of like over her shoulders, not properly, just to keep her, that extra warmth.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna go up there and just kind of see where she's at, see if she recognizes where she is.
Yep. So from up on that little scaffolding area, she has a pretty good view of at least this lower square and into the middle part where kind of Via and Kirith and Hannapel and even where Quadri's at, she can kind of see that area a bit.
Mm-mm.
And so she can see people going to and fro, all the areas. Here, let me get out my pointer. She can see people coming out of this area and along these walls here. This whole lower area is apparently where the people sleep in their cots or tents. But this is definitely the infirmary area.
Okay. Yeah, she's just gonna like station herself up there and just check on her equipment before she does anything else. I have nothing really planned for her right now.
Mm-hmm.
She just kind of wants us to stay away from everyone because she's kind of annoyed. But she also knows that she can't keep playing this up. And if she does try to keep playing this up, it's just going to turn down. So she's choosing her battles.
Yeah.
And she's going to stay up there.
Yeah, so while you're up there, and with the scene that was caused, most people are avoiding you. And if they see you, they're like, was that the one who just walked out there naked? Yeah, I think it was. People are not talking too good about you. But she just came from the prison. Where did she come from? Blah, 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 blah. There's all these like little whispers.
From her life with her man, this is nothing. Because even before, people didn't know who she was, and she was what's the right word? Yeah, no, she wasn't. Yeah, she does regret throwing her rags in the soup because she the rags, if anything.
It's the only rags he had.
Yeah, but she's like, I got my belt. It's fine.
Did you throw away the cloak, or are you still wearing the cloak?
She's still wearing it. There's a blanket on top of the cloak now, so she's like extra warm.
Yeah, that was a full-on like hood cloak all the way down.
Oh, okay. Oh, she's Mincy then.
More or less, right now.
You've recreated Mincy.
Just with an attitude.
Mincy had
This
an
is just
attitude,
how she
but
started.
more of an attitude.
The beginning, but yeah.
It's Mincy's distant cousin.
I believe it.
Oh, and Quada did offer to, if anyone wanted to...
Doing your thing. Maxim and Echo, you've been sitting there brooding on the barrels.
I think you mean
You come out and join anyone?
Nope.
Quantity?
Yeah.
Who's brooding on the barrels?
And Quadri, Echo's brooding on the barrels. Quadri's hanging out on the on a pallet in a crate playing cards. And Maxim? What's Maxim doing exactly?
He's gonna come back and he's gonna kind of check in and ask, so what was all that about? What is going on between?
She looks absolutely fact that as she like grabs some rags out of the soup with like her fingertips and just flops them splat on the ground, and she's discussing the scene with the hungry people. Just take a moment to whip up some more. Just please hang tight, and then she'll turn to Maxim.
Yes. Oh, sorry, you were going to say your time. Yeah. I thought you were saying she was saying that.
She has against me, I have no idea. She's talking to Maxim.
Yeah.
And but when she was smoothing things over, she was like talking to the crowd, and then she turns to Maxim and says, "I don't know why she seems so passive aggressive against me. At least I perceive it that way. I don't think I'm mad. I mean, I was trained to pick up on these sorts of cues, but." She dropped her plates. I thought nothing of it. She was simply tired and rattled. And then going into the infirmary, I swear I saw her foot stick out to trap me. She did catch me, but I do think she tripped me. And then when she was disrobing. A dagger flew at my face. I have no idea what this animosity is she has towards me. Or what I think she has towards me.
Is there anything that she stated that seemed like an odd comment to make, perhaps?
She asked about the baby.
The baby.
She places her hands over her stomach again.
Is there anything...
Father.
Oh. Would I remember her mentioning before the conditions for that, or was that something that was out of game knowledge? I forget whether that was...
Mayera did basically... Yeah, Mayera did basically tell Kiko, what Namar had done to her daughter and to her husband. And that Namar had enslaved Foldred, and then at one point, fairly recently, raped Via. So those were the two things that were divulged.
Yeah, so
you
I
would know the
assume it's safe to say that he's pieced it together at this point. That she was raped by Namar.
Mm-hmm.
She's the one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She would talk about Namar in prison. Well, someone, but from the sounds of it, she was obsessed.
As soon as you say that name, Via kind of, you know when somebody suddenly presses a cold pop can to you at the back of your neck?
Yeah, that feeling of like surprise.
Yeah, that sort of feeling of surprise and like a shock, it just kind of hits her as she sort of sways a bit.
Are you alright?
That name,
It does not bring up good memories, I take it.
none. She knows him?
I suspect.
But in what way does she know him?
I do not know. Yeah, just for the comments that you are making, he is not necessarily the most more tact than the rest of you guys, but not the most tact person in the world. I do not know her exact relation to this person, but if he is the person that I think, she has a past with him. And wishes to return to him.
That would be cruel indeed.
I do not know, but perhaps speaking of this with her and clarifying your disdain for him may help dissuade her from future. I'm sorry, this is probably...
She'll believe. She'll believe what she'll believe, and I'll know what I know. And with that, Via brushes past him and goes inside the infirmary.
Yeah, Maxim is not sure that was the best way he could have dealt with that, but he's like, well, at least some dots have been connected, so I'm gonna go take Paulden on that game of card now.
There you go.
That couldn't possibly go worse than how that went. That all stuff. So if you want to do different scene or where are you at?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well,
So if you want to join Quadri, you can.
Yeah.
Or if you guys want
Seven.
to stop here for tonight, I was hoping we would get through this evening so you guys could start with a long rest, but there might be lots more to get through in this night in game.
Yeah, in game. Siler, you there?
Tyler, are you muted?
Hello.
You guys hear me?
Hey, there he is.
Okay, sorry. Everything cut out just as soon as you finished the scene, and Val went kind of silent for me. What happened?
Okay,
What was the last thing you
so
heard? Or-
yeah.
You guys were just finishing up that scene, and I think that's when you said you were going to see if someone else was going to start something, but then everything went quiet.
I was going to go take you up on that game of cards.
Awesome. And he will essentially show you his version of playing it, which is just a completely it's essentially around the circle Uno style, but essentially there's nothing that can be beat. Everything has its own set of weaknesses, so it's essentially the simplest thing. Think poker, but instead of being like the royal flush or everything, if you've got the first three in a straight from the other one, that'll take that.
All right. How do we want to do this mechanically? Do we just want to roll some dice? Do we want to try and do something
Dice is
strategy?
fine. Just a quick D20 is simple enough. It's a simple game of chance.
Add anything or
Except
just
for
the
this one,
D20s? All right. I'll roll.
you can play another round. And keep going.
All right. Do we want to do like 3 rounds? We could keep going all night, but do we
You'll
want
only
to?
play a few rounds before you'll essentially call it a night.
Yeah. Maxim says, I don't really have any gold if you're wanting to make bets, but I'm more than happy to play cards. Improved over the time in prison.
Well, here's how good you got to unlock streak than you did in there. And he'll just deal you in again.